pickup place. You know that, James?
Oh, that's cute.
Come on. Do you think it's safe?
We'll be fine. Come on. Anybody home?
Kids best be getting out of here while you still can.
We have to go.
Let's start running.
We're never gonna get out alive.
Hello everyone, this is Gruesome Herzog. My very special guest today is actor Colley Bailey. How you doing, Colley?
Doing great, man. What's up?
Not much, just hanging loose here on this good old Friday.
Sounds good, man.
Did you have any hard days this week after Christmas? Like, return gifts or anything like that there?
No, not too much. The craziest thing is just I think my body's on like a 26 or 28 hour day, not a 24-hour day.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, I'm writing a script and blah blah blah. So
right.
It's like I stay up 2 hours later every night.
Okay.
So it'd be like midnight, and it'd be like 2, then I'd do it until 4 the next night, and so I'm basically an insomniac, nocturnal person right now. But
well, that's good to go. I mean, that's, sometimes you got to do what you got to do what you got to do to get stuff done. You know what I mean? It's just, hey, look at me. I get 3 hours of sleep a day, so, I'm just so, that's serious. That's, I just got a lot of things to do, and I'm just, I never slow down.
If you can do it, if you can do that without it catching up to you, that's good. It always catches up to me.
I've been doing it this way for the last, 8 years. My body's used to it, trust me.
Crazy.
But my wife works any hours she wants, so I'll take her in at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll stay up all day and all night, and go back to bed, sleep 4 hours, and do it again. It's a part of doing a podcast, and sometimes I get really busy, editing this, doing this, looking for that, researching this, because I'm a type of person that I can't just put it down and wait till the next day. I have to do it now and now and now. I mean, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to bore you to death.
It's hard, geez.
But then again, the listeners won't be bored a little bit later when I bring up my questions about the incident that happened on the set of Madison County, and I'm sure you got some info for me too. Maybe you might even set me straight. We'll see. I mean, okay. Ace is bailing on me all the time, so I'm waiting for him. Anyways, the movie I want to talk about first is Evil Deeds 2. Now you're in a segment of that, right? Called
I'm in
Consequences.
Yeah, Consequences.
What was that? Now, how was your experience with that?
It was awesome. Well, we actually filmed that when I lived in Arkansas. I mean, I live in LA now, but before I left, I had some friends who were putting this little thing together, and I read the script, and it was really cool. And it was just, I got to be this kind of like this ghost of suicide past kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, this girl's, gonna kill herself, and I show up before she does and let her know that, the afterlife isn't all you think it might be. And it was a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
To branch out and do that and scare the crap out of the girl who
well, I
already hates life and stuff. So.
I haven't seen 1 or 2 yet. is 2 out on I guess it is. Yeah, it is. It's on demand on Amazon. Yeah, I gotta check them out. I haven't seen them yet. I've been reading about them. Actually, I posted a trailer to Evil Deeds 2 on my blog, so maybe I should watch it. What do you think? See, that's another thing. That's another thing.
You know, I've got to. You know, actually, I need to catch that too. I need to see what all the other segments are about. But yeah, good friends Charlie Brady wrote that, and J.C. Cocker helped with that a lot.
Right.
So
interesting.
Good stuff, man.
Now, are you a fan of horror? I mean, are you a fan of horror? And do you want to do more horror, or do you want to be like a balance type actor?
Man, I love to do anything I can get my hands on. You know,
being this young. You know.
Horror is always fun. You know, the thing about horror is it has every emotional range.
Right.
And I think it's one of the hardest things for actors to do. So I admire it so much, because the people who do it, you know, and the directors who do it well, I mean, you know, what more can you say? It's really hard to pull off, because, and I think fear is one of the hardest emotions as an actor to portray, because you don't have experience with fear in our everyday lives.
You're true.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
It's just, you know, you go through your life and whatever, things might be hard, you got to pay the rent, whatever, but you're never really usually afraid for your life,
right?
You know, unless you've, you know, been in an extraordinary situation. But the thing is, the cool thing about horror is that it puts the audience in that situation of, you know, life or death, what's more important, you know, and it kind of gets you down to your core values, and you know, you see what it means to survive.
Right.
And I think there's an important, I think that's important, you know, for people to kind of learn that about themselves. And if they do it through a movie, you know, the better for me. Anyway.
Yeah,
you know?
You're right. Yeah, and another thing is, it's very true. I didn't really think of it that way, like you said. I mean, think about this. You're doing a role in a horror movie, and you have to holler or scream, whatever. But you have to make sure that you do it enough that it sounds real enough that doesn't sound like you're retarded. Yeah. You know, whatever.
And it's funny because, you know, when you get a role like that, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. But, you know, and you go through the script and you're working on it. Yeah. Sometimes when you're working on one of those scenes, it'll hit you that I don't have any idea what I'm doing here. I didn't get that in my training, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Shakespeare didn't help me with that. So, or whatever, you know.
Right. Well, the next one that I want to talk about, that's I think it's going to be a major serious hot cake once everything's done, you know, and it's ready to go, and I can't wait to get my screener copy so I can check it out, because I don't know if I can wait that long. But Madison County in 2011, possibly a 2011 release, directed by Mr. Eric England himself, and it stars Nick Principe, Megan Elizabeth Bell, Ace, I won't say his name, and Colley Bailey. No,
you're leaving Ace out of the equation.
Well, yeah. I figured, you know, if he's going to erase me out of his schedule yesterday, I can erase him out of my show today. How's that?
All right.
No, just kidding, Ace. Just kidding. But it's Ace Marrero and of course Matt Mercer, Joanna Sotomura, Katie Stegman, Natalie Sheets. She's my next guest coming up in the future. Marshall Yates and Adrian Harrell, and of course Colley Bailey and James Cotton. I can't forget him. Which James Cotton, listeners, in case you don't know, he's a director. He directed a movie called What's it called, Colley?
Resurrection County.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great movie.
And Millennia.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
That's how I got to know James Cotton, from Resurrection County, and that's actually how I got hooked up with Madison County, because James Cotton gave Eric England a call, and Eric called me way back when to give me an update before this movie was started to be created, and I got some info there. So, that said, I don't want to keep babbling. What was your experience for Madison County? I mean, I guess this is actually your first full-length horror. What was your experience like?
Well, it was an experience I'll never forget for sure. The the conditions were tough, man. They were pretty tough, but the people involved in the project were awesome. I mean, it was 3 weeks of hell. It really was for most of us. But I couldn't imagine a greater group of people to go through it with.
Right.
It was awesome, you know. And I'm sure you got to ask Natalie too about the bugs and because we shot it in rural Arkansas. Okay, we shot it in a county that has 14,000 people in it.
Oh wow.
Okay, so and the motel we were in, they were really gracious. I actually met the guy who owned the hotel, and we kind of had a party at his house and all that stuff. But there were some bug problems, and there were, you know, at one point, me and Matt, I don't know, did he tell you about this? We had so many bugs in the room that we actually had a toad that found its way into the room somehow. And I was like, dude, let's just keep the toad, and maybe it will eat the bug.
Yeah, right.
And we, you know, it's like, we need to keep this thing in here to, you know, bug control.
Right.
But the process of making the movie itself was great. Every day we showed up on set, I felt like we left the set happy. Like, we got what we wanted. And Eric was great about that. He was great about letting everybody know, I'm happy with this. I'm not moving on until I'm happy, and I'm happy with what we got.
Right.
So
yeah, I've been watching.
There was a lot of support, you know, for the cast, and I was really appreciative of all that.
Yeah, I was keeping tabs on it during the filming because every now and then some photos will pop up that's sent to me that I was checking out, and yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it's neat. I mean, that's my first experience really of a movie being made that I'm actually getting sent photos. You know, some of the scenes, just to get an idea exactly, you know, what's going on. It was pretty cool. I mean, it was just neat. You know, you can see like the pictures that I had was like there. It's before a scene was set up. It's just it was a neat experience for me as well. I mean, it was like I was actually there, but I wasn't. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see this baby. I know Nick Principe plays the bad guy. I think he plays Damien, correct?
Damien.
Yes. Yep. And he wears that pig face.
Yeah, Damien, the hog-headed killer.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't wait. Man, when I watch some of the pictures, it kind of reminds me of the Resurrection County, as far as the scene, like the wood area, some of the wood scenes. It's pretty cool. I'm really anxious to see this baby.
Well, and you know, it's funny because we shot the thing, and you know, as I said, in this rural county in Arkansas, and the beauty of that area, it's stunning. And I grew up actually two counties over from there.
Okay.
And it's just, I mean, it's the weirdest coincidence that, you know, I grow up, want to be an actor, move to LA, meet Eric, you know, and then we go back and make the, you know, meet Eric and Ace and Daniel and all this in the casting session, and then we go back to almost where I'm from.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
make this movie. It's really funny. But the thing is, it was a place I hadn't actually spent a lot of time in, and so it kind of, like, the beauty of it just kind of, it felt like home, but I was seeing it through new eyes, and
yeah,
I think it's going to be creepy kind of for people to see the horrible things that happen in the movie in a setting like that. Like, the setting looks like almost like paradise. Like, oh, this is the most beautiful place in the world, but you know, we're all going to die. You know? So,
well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird kind of balance there, and I'm excited to see, you know, how people respond to that.
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned about Paradise, because the town I live here in Pennsylvania is called the Paradise, Pennsylvania. So imagine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my town called. It's called Paradise, Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah. Deep in the Dutch country. Now,
okay.
I'm going to tell you a funny story. Well, actually, it's a funny idea. I mean, if somebody hears this and takes my idea, it doesn't matter, because chances of me ever writing a script is very slim to none. I got enough to do. But you know the Nightmare on Elm Street movie, right? Of course you know about that, right?
Yeah.
Take the Nightmare on Elm Street story and change it to the Amish.
Ah, okay.
You have to be around here to understand when I say that. I'm going to call it Nightmare on Yoni Street. You know, well, little Amos Fisher as the killer instead of Freddy Krueger. Whatever. But it's like a funny idea. Maybe it's a stupid idea, but no, I just fucking around, but whatever. Anyways, the next movie that I really also have a peak interest in is Donner Pass.
Yeah.
Now, I read it already, but I want to try and get it from your own mouth. Tell me what you can without getting in trouble, roughly of what the story's about, and also another experience with a horror movie.
Okay, yeah, well, actually, I shot Donner Pass a few months before we did, so Donner Pass was my first, actually.
Okay, it was, okay.
Movie that I did. But, for Speecher. But, yeah, we shot it in March, and we shot it in Big Bear, California, and here in LA. But, it's called Donner Pass. It basically takes on the kind of the mythology of the Donner Party and expands upon it. So it's got a lot of creative cannibalism in it, and it's not as much actually of a slasher maybe as Madison County. It's more of a suspense thriller kind of thing. But like I said, it's got some blood and guts and some horror elements as well. So.
And you played Mike.
I played Mike. Yeah.
There's a lot of there's a lot of actresses in the movie, and I don't want to sound disrespectful, but a lot of the names I don't recognize quite yet. I'm sure if I do some research, I'm sure they'll pop out at me. But now I guess the lead actor was John Kaiser as Epstein. Is that
John Kassier? Yeah.
Yes.
He was the Crypt Keeper. He was the voice of the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, yes. See what I'm saying? You're right. My bust.
And he's a great guy. He was fun to be on set with, for sure. I can't give away who he is.
Right, obviously.
But, in the movie. But, yeah, he did a great job. It was fun to watch him on set, for sure.
Man, Dominic DeVore, another one.
Yeah, that guy, he's Australian. Well, I guess he sort of grew up in Australia, and he lived in the U.S. since like his mid-teens or whatever. But love that guy. He's an awesome guy for sure. Very intense. I remember like in the casting session for that, he plays a jock, kind of like a bully jock guy. He's a fun, great guy, but he's an intense personality.
Right.
He's very, very intriguing. Just to hang out with. Anyway, whatever. So we were in the casting session, and he does this thing that's just like everybody's kind of doing their thing in the scene, and he just kind of like stops. He's not even. Just doesn't even move, and is like the scariest, most intense, person I'd ever, seen as that character. Definitely, it took me by surprise, and he was fun to be on set with for sure.
That's cool. Now
keep your eye on Adelaide Kane too. She
really
has some big opportunities coming up. Yeah.
Good deal, I will.
Google her. There have been some news articles about her too. So
and she's Australian.
Kind of she's Australian too. There's some Australians in the movie.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, I said this before. If you ever get a chance, check out some Australian horror flicks. I mean, talk about intense. I mean, they're very creative over there. I mean, Wolf Creek was amazing.
Yeah, you were telling me that. Yeah, you were telling me about this.
That's amazing.
When we get called, earlier to hook up. But,
yeah. Yep. All right. Is there anything else that you got? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Well, there's some good news. There's actually some really good news on Donner Pass right now. Susan Jackson signed on to be the sales agent, and she's kind of behind the sale of Cabin Fever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I can give you that tidbit of industry info.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, when is Donner Pass going to be? I guess it's going to be a while yet, right? Before it's even available.
I don't know.
Okay.
Once it's in post production, it's kind of out of my hands for sure, and I try to keep up with it as much as possible. I've seen a version of it. They told me it's not the final version. They're working on some other things to do to it, I guess. But I don't know.
I wonder if it's a trailer. I don't think so. I might look for it.
I gotta get on there, man. They've got a lot of good stuff that I don't know. It's whatever. It's their got the sales agent, everything, and that's their deal.
Right.
So, but I'd love to see more about it for sure.
Yeah, I want to.
If you want some interviews, I mean, I've got a lot of people that would love to talk to you, I'm sure. So.
Ooh. Yeah, I just went on the website. Instead of playing the music.
Yeah.
I got to check the website out. Yeah. What you can do for me if you want, just text me if you can get the numbers, text them and send them to me. Ask them first, of course. But yeah, that'd be interesting. All right. Well, before I let you go, is there anything else coming up later on that you're involved with, or are you just waiting around to see what comes available?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm writing a script right now, as I told you, and
right.
So it's not horror, but it's kind of a sci-fi kind of thing. I'm calling it an academic spy-fi.
Okay.
So, spy-fi.
I dig it. I dig that too.
Kind of cool. But so it's going to be kind of like Donnie Darko meets Primer meets Good Will Hunting kind of thing.
Okay.
If you can conceptualize that.
Yeah.
But so I'll keep you updated on that. But,
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta call you out on. You called me out on my grease fire cooking skills on Madison County.
Okay, call me out. Bring it on, baby. Come on.
I have to first of all say it's been a long time since I cooked on like a charcoal grill thing, and it wasn't our grill even. So it wasn't even our grill. We borrowed somebody else's grill.
Oh.
And I was, got a pretty good fire going. And then Daniel goes and buys these cheap, hamburgers like 80% meat, 20% fat. I think these were like
20% meat.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had to be because I started cooking them. There's like a puddle of grease that starts pooling up in the meat, and then I flip it, and it's just it's like an explosion going off. It's 3 feet tall. Singed like a couple people. It singed hair on my hands and somebody else standing next to me. It was great.
Damn.
But I will say, they were some damn good burgers.
I bet they were.
They were really good. They were great. They were, they had a little bit of, burntness, but they were the right amount of done.
But you know what's funny?
They weren't overdone either.
You know what's funny about that? Some things do taste better when they're a little burnt.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
That's true. That's all right. Well, thank you for clarifying your grill story. I seen the video. I talked to Matt about it. now you. Now I'm actually.
Yeah, that's a good video. Everybody needs to see that video, by the way.
I posted it on Matt's.
Yeah,
I posted it on Matt's interview on my podcast.
Yeah,
it's there. Yeah, now I'm waiting for Ace Marrero's take on this. You know, I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty interesting. You know, I'm pretty sure he's going to say that you know, his New Jersey cat that was with him made him do it, or he heard things in his head that made him. Oh, I'm just waiting for some story. I'm just waiting. He's gonna kill me. That's all right. I'm big enough. So, well, thanks for your time, Colley. You're a good guy and an interesting person to talk to, and keep in touch. And when Madison County does get out there, I'm gonna be sure to see it. Excuse me, and we'll go from there. Now, this script that you're writing, let me know how you make out with it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
I'm getting close.
Because growing up, my dad raised me on science fiction, like Star Trek and Star Wars, and you know, there's more old movies back in the 70s and 80s. But yeah, so all right. Well, thank you very much.
All right, sounds good, man.
It was a good chat. Yeah, take care of yourself, and we'll catch up later.
Okay, sounds good.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
History tells of a group of settlers known as the Donner Party. Trapped in the snow, facing starvation, they were forced to do the unthinkable.
George, is that you?
Consume human flesh to survive.
Wow, this is your cabin?
Sweet place, dude. Mind if we crash?
Couch went up daddy a week back. Inside's gone, body all chewed up.
I swear I saw someone.
Legend says there's a hunger in these mountains.
Everyone has an agenda.
A hunger that lives on.
He was bleeding when he left the house.
It's like something's been dragged.
Things like that don't just happen. I don't trust them.